Why consider special education at USU? Here's why. First, USU has an extremely strong emphasis on special education teacher preparation and research related to people who have disabilities. Second, USU graduates between 120 and 150 special education teachers every year, or about 40% of all graduates from Utah colleges. Third, the Department of Special Education and Rehabilitation ranks in the top 20 special education programs at universities nationwide. That's about the top 10%. Why hire a USU special education graduate?
I guess the question I'd put right back at you, why wouldn't you? The caliber of individuals that would come from Utah State was stellar. We would fight really hard with other districts to be able to get a Utah State graduate to come down to our district, because of course everybody from Cache, Logan, Weber, Ogden all the way down is competing for these precious individuals. They're great. The graduates from Utah State really have a set of skills and the vision, and I think the way that they can work with team members, and they really know their stuff. So I think the question is, why wouldn't you? They're excellent candidates.
I've seen in my role working with professional development, I get to train teachers who've been working in the field for a while. And often the Utah State graduates are the ones who are really interested in continuing to learn. They take classes, they're interested in doing more and learning more and making sure that they can be successful.
Well, in over 25 years of serving as a special education director over two districts, it became very apparent to me as I started in the interview process, those students who had finished their program at Utah State University, they seemed to come and present themselves with a little more confidence in their ability to teach special education. As I started to ask them questions about a simple thing as the IEP process, they felt very comfortable in giving me answers that told me they were ready to step into a classroom and take over from day one and provide a quality education to the students with disabilities.
So one of the things, I help organize a recruitment fair for special ed directors every spring. And so I get around and talk to all the directors and just to see what kind of people they're looking for, and they're always interested in finding people who've been to Utah State. They really like knowing that they're going to come with a lot of the basics and be ready to go.
Let's hear from former students. What are the strengths of the USU program?
First and foremost, I think that their strengths of their special education program is the practicum experience that is required from right at the get-go. When you get accepted to the program, you're in the classrooms, experiencing, learning, having hands-on experiences, teaching, implementing behavior plans, making materials and things like that. So you don't wait till you've finished all these courses and go into student teaching. You know what you're getting into early on in the program.
The strengths of the Utah State program, I think number one is right from the get-go. When you get in the program, you get out into the classrooms and actually using the skills. It's not just reading a book and thinking in theory, this would be nice someday when I use this. You're actually using it every day.
Everything they use is research-based. They teach you strategies that other universities don't teach you.
When I first decided to go into special education, I actually visited all the schools in Utah. And Utah State was the only school that had an advisor that sat me down and said, this is what your 2 years at Utah State will look like. And I loved that because there was no surprises. I knew exactly what to expect. And then she started telling me that we are ranked so high. And you could tell by the time I got into the classes and everything, their strength was that they were the best in the nation, and they were the best in the nation because of all your hands-on experiences.
Now let's hear from current students. Why did you choose the USU program?
I took my time picking universities, and I chose Utah State particularly because it's very hands-on, and they make sure that you are in a classroom before they even send you out for student teaching.
One of the biggest strengths of the Utah State program is definitely how much what you learn in the classroom applies to what you're doing in your practicum site. So everything that you're learning really has a direct impact on what you're doing day to day with the students that you teach in the special education classroom.
You've heard from several people who are special educators. By the way, I'm a special educator. I graduated from Utah State in the mild moderate program, and I'm a teacher now. So again, why special education at Utah State University? Because you can truly shape lives. So be a special educator.
Shape lives.
Shape lives.
Shape lives. Be a special educator at Utah State University.